Hello, hello, hello. Am I here now? Okay, for some reason, I had to mute it and then unmute it. Can you hear me now? Okay. Like, I unmuted it, it didn't work. So I muted it and unmuted it again. Now it works. Anyway, you'll notice that the camera looks a little weird. Like very dramatic lighting. I didn't realize that until I did this. You'll also notice that there's new screens. Put it this way, I did some switches. I made a huge change over the weekend. I figured since I wasn't going to be able to, can you hear me now? Good. Since I wasn't going to be able to stream that night, or at least I didn't feel like I was going to be able to reliably stream. Let's get this actually centered properly. I was going to finally make the switch over to Linux. I thought I backed up everything. I mostly did. But I lost a lot of information. In fact, I almost lost Ghost and I's Hightail. Thankfully, I did not. Honestly, I'm loving it. I'm hoping the stream is stable on your guys' end. Like it's looking pretty good. Because on mine it says it's unstable, but it's always saying something's wrong. Okay, I'm looking fine. So yeah, I mean, that's why I'm a little later tonight. Things seem a little off. Like the camera, I don't know why the camera looks so much darker than it did before. But, well, same. Like anything outside of 3 feet, I can't see. Let's just put it this way. A lot of changes. I almost lost everything, but I saved them. So we're good. Except for the screens, which I just had to rebuild from the ground up, other than, you know, I still had the music and stuff. Because apparently MP4 is a licensed format, which Linux doesn't pay for the license to use because Microsoft's a butthead. So now everything's streaming in. Yes, Dr. Pepper, I actually am drinking a second one tonight too, because I want it. So first things first, while I'm still a little frazzled. So, hello Ghost, glad to see you in. Hello Andy, glad to see you here. And hello Green Jeans, also glad to see you here. And to all of you lurking in the background, hello. Right, so thankfully, I had stopped recording for the most part, and I just pull off of whatever I stream. But the beauty is that when I actually pull off of what I stream, I will be actually putting more information in. Like, the screens you're seeing are bigger than normal. So they actually might look better now. Because they're in a bigger format. I'm sending more information. So when Twitch or YouTube tries to compress it down, there's more information being sent for it to compress. It just means it eats up a whole lot of my hard drive. As you can see, I am a little nervous tonight because it's first time streaming on the whole new everything, but everything works properly. In fact, it seems to be working better than it used to. Like, Twitch keeps telling me it's unstable because I'm sending information at too high of a res. That's Twitch's problem, not mine. But anyway, how was everybody's weekend? I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope everybody's doing well. And I hope we're ready to maybe finally finish the deepest of sleeps here. I keep saying that, but it keeps being more. I keep feeling like we're getting to the boss, but we're not. We're probably there now. Oh, yeah, the 2 doubles. Well, today you had a day off, right? So, you know, you've been able to rest up. Well, whatever you can do. Well, let's get over to the game. Let's make sure I did this correctly. Woohoo! It automatically switched over, which is so nice. Maybe the developers are making it as we play, forcing never-ending campaign. If they're watching me for that, bros, you know, I'm sorry. Well, see, that's the funny part. I think Texas has some pretty stiff rules on doxing someone. The only problem is that I'm not sure who holds precedent for that. The crime was committed in Texas, so I'm pretty sure Texas can do it. If the person wants to, also in a main city, yeah. But, you know, obviously don't give me any more information than that. Oh boy. All right, let's get going. Yeah, I was gonna say, because we don't want to get you in trouble for doxing. That's right, we were in the lightest house. Did I spend my points? Yes, all right. Jeez, 23 and 17. A fridge. Do we have a fridge before? Nestic pills. Rest. Reset the set of my dream world skills. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, not willing to do that. Bookshelf. What's the TV do? Yeah, there's a bunch of main cities. Attune your mind to max integrity, max focus. Okay. Or a random starting item. Yeah, as far as I remember, Texas takes this kind of stuff seriously. They have pretty robust rules on it, especially since, you know, a whole lot of creators live in Texas. And I'm not just talking me. Hey, meow meow. How you doing, babies? Yeah. Oh, and by the way, how am I sounding? Like, do I sound normal? Do I sound different? Is there more of an echo? Am I louder? Quieter? Okay. Normal? Okay. That's good, because I lost voice mod. Voice mod is not Linux compatible. That was the one thing I forgot to check. So, but I was worried that I'd be too echoey, but apparently I'm not. So, the Vocaster one works beautifully. For those who want to get a preamp. Thank Raven for the suggestion. Tutu, what have you to say? There's not about this place. I want to ask about this place. What is this place? It's many things. It's a lighthouse, a shrine, a safe haven. Your safe haven, to be exact. I see you even brought some familiar elements with you. I did. I don't even remember trying to. Shangri-La. The dream is shaped by the dreamers, Amelia. It seems this is your place now. You have chosen it, consciously or not. Okay. Mufasa. There's a bed here with the electrode cap. Correct. This is your doing, Amelia. Familiar surroundings are often how humans deal with intense stress. But I know this is a dream. I don't need to go to sleep within the dream, right? Actually, using a familiar method that you have been using for a while is still the easiest way of controlling your next destination. I recommend sticking to it. At least tell me I don't have to wait till evening. You do not. In fact, keeping this place well lit helps with shielding it against the shadow people. Are we safe here? The outside was crawling with shadow people. Do not worry, Amelia. They will not get up here. Not just with the daylight you brought upon the shore. I will also protect this lighthouse with my own power. You may rest here. Alright, cool. Let's talk about something else. I think that's pretty much everything I need to know. We go in this way, go back to the dream. What's the new dream? Okay, we have the prisoner. Now we have the library. Oh, that's right. We had to go to the library of many things, and I have no reason to go to these places. Imaginary prisons. We've still got like things we could learn, like echoes, but I don't think they're really worth doing. So to the library it is. Sorry, I seem a little like hyper tonight because I'm nervous, so I might be rushing. If you think I'm rushing too much, just tell me to breathe. Well, this is a familiar start. I have a semi-pseudo-scientific answer to give. Let's hope they match. Want to pick up a trash can lid? Yes. Nothing else from here. Torn by the wind and barely holding up. Leave it be. See, I find this funny because this is very similar to Don't Escape. That's the library of everything, I presume. The tower seems to stretch out forever. Damn, that's a big tower. Sorry. And I'm not trying to make light of it, Andy. I'm not trying to make fun of you for asking the question. I am more than willing to answer questions like that. I like semi-scientific stuff because I think people tend to... Some people with the same favorite animal display similar personality types. I don't tend to get along well with people whose favorite animal is the wolf, and they can tend to be toxic. Do you think that personality dictates their favorite animal? Okay, so here's the thing. One of my favorite animals is the wolf. But I also am aware of that what most people think of being a wolf is absolute bullshit. Pardon my language, but it is. Most people think a wolf is strong, powerful, and a loner. It's like, no, they're a pack animal. They depend on others. You know, the leader depends on what's going on. Like, if you understand pack dynamics, the whole alpha wolf bullshit, even the creator of that has apologized. But I do think that how people think of their favorite animal does have a lot to do with their personality. So I do agree with you, yes. But it also depends on how they perceive that animal too. Why is it their favorite animal? I like wolves because, oh gee, they're a pack animal. Right. But to be perfectly honest, you know, as I grow older, you're gonna send me to the back rooms? Ghost, you're mean. I don't want to go to the back rooms. I like cats, obviously. The sweet baby's here somewhere. I think she wandered off. Oh, too bad. Well, I guess it's too late now. So does this mean I can no clip out of the camera? What did I pick up? Nothing? What did I pick up? Okay, board. All right, we're good. Well, my genetics says I shouldn't because most of my family is allergic to cats. I'm mildly allergic to cat. Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, monsters, bring it on. Come here, Mr. Scribbly Face. Let me straighten you out. The Smiler? How would you like smiling with fewer teeth? Put 'em up, put 'em up. If you don't know, that's my impression of the Cowardly Lion. Whoa, just look at this place, Amy mumbled to herself as she crossed the sandy threshold of the library's doorway. A stone floor, partially covered with sand, quickly gave way to the wooden one. In front of her, there were two chests, possibly holding something of value. Amy looked around. The library was huge, and it was impossible to find what she was looking for on her own. She needed a librarian. Yes, they are trapped in the back rooms with me. Have fun. So I need to find a librarian, so looking at these books is going to be absolutely useless. But, for fun, the tome was clearly read many, many times over. It was very worn and the pages are falling out of it. The story is about a small squirrel who, as if guided by an invisible hand, could be seen being interviewed on TV in a restaurant. Those events were a direct result of actions by a man named David, who was soon turned into a mannequin. You may have heard of the elaborate Japanese tea ceremony. I wonder if they will ever make a 2-hour dance to make it coffee. Actually, if I remember right, there is an elaborate coffee celebration. I think... I think it's a Middle Eastern? Like Malay or... Somebody has an elaborate one. And it's really good. Was it Afghanistan? Turkey? I can't remember, but there is an elaborate coffee ceremony in a different culture. And I can't remember what culture it was right now. But a buddy of mine took me through it. He's a white guy, but he learned it. And I think it's Turkish. That's right, I think it's Turkish. And it involves the Turkish grind. And Turkish brewed coffee traditionally, oh boy, there's a reason why they give you a little cup. Stuff's strong. A very heavy book, written with an almost impossibly small font, tells of a story of a girl who was scared of mannequins, who, knowing it's all just a dream, played a game of chess against an advanced artificial intelligence on the moon. I wouldn't want that to happen to me, thought a man writing this book, who closed the book and put it on the shelf before you reopened it. Sorry, these are kind of fun to read. But I know if I sit here and read, we'll never get anything done. This book has weirdly sharp corners. You almost give yourself a paper cut while you read about a professional cook who, when a terrifying distant howl was heard, got stabbed in the back on board of a bus. Next paragraph says, don't miss the next issue, and proceeds to tease the continuation of the story, describing a famous movie actor who felt something was missing in his life from this point forward. My villain origin. Sorry, yes, I'm going to try and read these all in a slightly weird way. This book tells of a story of an ancient goddess of wisdom and knowledge, who, not understanding why or how, heard voices while being alone in an underground parking lot. In its closing words, the story describes a night shift janitor who knows this will happen again, exactly 1 year from now. What? That one's my villain origin. I'm the janitor. Are you a librarian? Do I dare hope? That should take me just back down, right? No. Do I want a human bone? As long as it's of the arm. So do I not... Okay. So wait. What? I wish they would let me look at these people. Miss me, miss me. A map. Yes, I want to pick up a map. Map. There's something to pick up there. Intriguing. Okay, we just got those on the side. There is something here of which I do not know. There is a pack. Yes, painkillers. Muhahaha. Mahahaha. Like I said, I'm sorry. I'm in kind of a weird mood tonight. A library worker. Hey, you there. Be quiet. Remember, you're in a library. Oh, what? I didn't even say anything. You're too loud. What do you want from me? I told you, be quiet. Don't make so much noise. It's a library and you are way too loud. And yes, I'm intentionally making him loud because I find it funny, a librarian complaining about somebody being loud while he's being loud about it. Fine. How about now? I'm whispering. Is that better? Are you happy? You're still too loud, miss. Who are you? What do you mean? I'm a librarian. I work here. I don't understand why you are confused. No, who you really? I keep bumping into you. You look a bit different, but I remember you from the casino, from the train, and from the hotel, and even my neighbor, who apparently was also part of the dream. Miss, you are really confused. Please calm yourself, and most importantly, do be quiet. Be quiet. It is a library. You have to be quiet for your own safety. For my own what? So I don't know enough to talk to him about anything more. It's a thriller about a video game producer who, while chewing on something disgusting, got kicked by a horse in a dark, spider-infested cave. This is a handwritten sticky note on this page that briefly informs you of a clown named Bert who lived the rest of his life scared it would happen to him too. Oh boy. This is a very long book with over 1,000 pages. That's not very long to me. Describing in great detail a small squirrel who, exactly 10 minutes past midnight, couldn't recognize the reflection in the mirror in the school playground. It completely shocked a convicted criminal who recorded everything with a handheld camera, VHS camera. Okay. In this book, all pages are blank. All but one. That one page contains information on a sneaky con artist who, in complete darkness, got frozen to death in a bank vault. Someone scribbled 3 big question marks next to those words and drew an arrow to a paragraph about the puppet master, who never admitted that he was wrong about everything that occurred. This seems to be a script for a theatrical play about a doubting nun who, not understanding why or how, exposed crimes committed by Sidereal Corporation in a hospital. There is a newspaper article clipped next to that story. It's about an obscure video game developer who denies anything if that ever happened. Wasn't fast enough. Well, whack him with a stick. Block with more sticks. Get a bone of your own. Come on. I got my faux Captain America shield. Dang, you hit hard. Wow, one fight with one of these guys and I've lost everything. That's not gonna do any good. I must punch. I must punch. And again, have at thee, foul villain. You don't even drop anything. You hurt so much. So badly. Librarians show no mercy to those that dog-ear books. I may or may not be guilty of that. Even though I love books. What do I want? Yeah, let's just go on from here. This is a based-on-facts novel about a heroic soul who, against all odds, read this very book in a barn by a house on a hill. There is also a whole section about a heartless official who couldn't come to terms with the fact he wasn't the main protagonist of the story. That foul villain. So, back here. I know there's... Wait, a locked area? Oh, bugger all. Because this is gonna hurt and I don't have a shield. Woo! Well, I have the shield. I needed the 2 damage. Ow! This book doesn't have a cover. The slightly damaged pages tell about a famous painter who, with eyes covered by a cloth bag, heard voices while being alone at a construction site. "Cut!" shouted the movie director, who happened to be a failing politician who regretted finding this book and reading it. Okay. Consume. So I still have 1 monster left. Wait, I was in this room and never even thought to check the door. It's locked. Of course it's locked. This book is a handwritten manuscript telling a story of a veterinarian who, after ingesting poisoned food, got attacked by giant spiders on a submarine. Someone scribbled 3 big question marks next to those words and drew an arrow to a paragraph about an archaeologist during an excavation who was soon turned into a mannequin. So some of these are dreams I've had. It's a big and heavy encyclopedia. Bookmarked entry is about an old witch who, as a part of a time loop, got attacked by mannequins in an underground tunnel. Next line reads, 1 week earlier. The story portrayed a well-known celebrity named Mark, who felt happy about all events occurring in that story. I do not claim to feel happy about all of those events in that story. I was just happy at they calling a celebrity named Mark. I honestly have no idea what to do now. Because other than sitting here reading every damned book, the only thing I can do is talk to him. Do I have anything that would make a loud noise? This is a kid's book. No. This is a kid's book with large pictures and only a few words of text on each page. It is about a past victim of school bullying who seemed unnoticed by anyone, died in an accident involving a shopping cart in a wasteland. Someone erased the entire line with a felt-tip pen. The next readable line is about a famous writer who had seen all that in a dream the night before it occurred. In this book, all pages are blank. All but one page contains information about a group of soldiers who, feeling an imminent werewolf transformation, fought crime as a superhero in a freezing... In this book, all pages are blank, all but one. And that one page contains information on a group of soldiers who, feeling an imminent werewolf transformation, fought crime as a singular superhero in a freezing blizzard. Next paragraph says, don't miss the next issue, and proceeds to tease the continuation of the story, describing a greedy salesman who was counting on you to continue his work. So I'm kind of lost. Wait. Was this on the map? I must have completely missed that there was a spot on the map that I hadn't done. Hey, you there! Huh. You're in a library if you have not noticed. No running, but also no shouting. And most importantly, no whistling. That's a theater rule. Most importantly, no food or drinks. But also, no whistling. I'll do my best, or librarian. Just librarian. Not even the librarian. That would be quite arrogant, don't you think? I don't know, maybe. Who am I to judge? Now, that being said, welcome to the Library of Everything. Amy. How do you know my name? Oh, so is this the first time we meet? Somebody's a Doctor Who fan. Forgive me, linear thinking is not something I'm really used to. I'm confused, but this shouldn't really surprise me at this point. So we've met, but I don't remember it. You don't remember it yet. Maybe it was some other version of you. Either way, I don't meet many people here, and the ones I meet, I end up remembering. I'm looking for my brother, Thomas. Oh my, so this is that version of you. I'm so sorry, Amy. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, nothing. Forget I said anything. I find that rather difficult. So if you can, please elaborate. Okay, Amy, there is no easy way of saying this. What your brother has become is an uncomfortable situation for everyone here, not just the ones directly involved. Death would be a salvation for Thomas right now. Delivering it would be a release, not just for him, but for the entire realm. And this is an obligation I would not want to wish on anyone, especially his sister. My brother died, this echo of his. I'll do what's needed to put it to rest. I'm here to find out how I can do it. Perhaps you came to the right place then. Maybe I can help you find the way. Whatever you do, keep in mind, erasing his echo might not be the only outcome. What do you mean? What else can I do? I'm a librarian. Amy, I can point your way to a book. Opening and reading it is your job. Other worlds? So not only are many people accessing the same place in their sleep, but also different worlds, different realities, as if things weren't complicated enough. The places where the fabric of reality can be shaped by the human mind are also the places where this fabric is the thinnest. And there are an infinite number of them. That's why you need an endless library to keep all those stories, Amy. Yes, exactly. It's Akashic Records, the Carl Jung and the mass unconsciousness, you know, all sorts of that stuff. Dang, I am thirsty. Okay, now I'm back. I assumed you didn't want to hear me belch. If there are infinite versions of me and Thomas, how does all this have any meaning? Realities influence each other, sometimes converging, sometimes splitting as they go. None of them are irrelevant, and each of them has some meaning. And this one should mean the most for you because it's the only one that is yours. I've met another librarian. And what is odd about that? I said I'm a librarian. Yes, exactly. Reality shifting syndromes. Ah, you're fine, Green Jeans. We'll all live. And what is odd about that? I said I'm a librarian, not the librarian. You couldn't have expected an infinite library with just one librarian. I don't know what I expected. I thought you might be like the main librarian, a shift manager. A shift manager? You know what, Amy? I like you. You seem completely lost, yet sometimes you say something that's just on point. Aha! So I was right. In that case, can you do anything about him? He's not really very cooperative. Okay. Oh? What did he do? Nothing, and that's the problem. He just keeps saying I should be more quiet. In that case, I think you should listen to him. We're in the library, remember that. Yes, but it's not that I'm shouting or anything. Yes, but did you actually try to make everything completely quiet? I tried whispering. You can still be loud when whispering, you know. I'm sure you'll figure it out, Amy. Now, is there anything else? Do you know a guardian named Tutu? Do you know what the guardians are? Dream guardians, of course. I'm pretty sure I have a book about them somewhere here. I was actually wondering if you're familiar with a guardian named Tutu. Oh, yeah, I know them. One of the old ones, good person, diligent and conscientious, has a unique fashion sense. Why do you ask about Tutu? Tutu killed my brother. I mean, the shadow people got to him first. Tutu then severed the connection between his mind and body. Ah, yes. This is heartbreaking. Being a guardian is not always easy, I presume. If Tutu didn't cut the connection, it would rot and break on its own. But then the shadow that possessed your brother would be completely free to roam in his body, while your brother would be reduced to a similar dark, faceless creature. I think he already became one, or was becoming one. The severance caused Thomas to become who he is now, but nobody seems to know why. It saddens me that I cannot help you there. Sometimes the force of evil just strikes when least expected, and where it hurts the most. That being said, what is done is done. One chapter ends, and another begins. The old guardians? You mentioned the old ones, as in the old guardians. Oh yes, back in the day, way in the past, things were a bit different. People had to believe in many things to explain what science could have not explained to them yet. Reality shifters tend to believe that hearing mention of reality shifting, the multiverse, or other desired reality-related things, depending on where they're going, is a symptom, hence a sign that they're going to shift or go to a different timeline, usually of their choosing. Now, far be it from me to... I'm not even trying to critique, it's just something that doesn't make sense to me. If you really could choose a timeline, a way to shift, aren't you displacing the person that you're shifting into? Aren't you causing more harm down the line through the spider web of things happening? Because now you're making another person wake up in what ultimately would be a quantum shifted place from where they're standing, and causing them to have Mandela effects, other stuff like that, if you're controlling it. Like, I mean, forgive me, I'm not completely versed in this, but that just... It seems rather rude to shift somebody out of their timeline just because you want to. You know, I mean, who knows? Similarly, they asked for help, believing the same beings that were used to explain thunderstorms and sunrises would also come to their aid and need. You know, the power of human mind in this realm, no wonder the need for guardians conjured them into existence. Yes, but they tend to believe that they're making the timeline, and this version of them, or clone, as some call it, is more of a fusion of selves. Well, but then what happens to the one they're going away from? If they're fusing themselves into one, where's the other one? Like, are you just leaving everybody you knew behind? Or are you just on autopilot in this realm? It's something that never made sense to me. You know, the more I looked into it, the more it didn't make sense, or the more if the way they think, okay, well, they make a step in and many of them choose to come back. But if two consciousnesses can be in the same body at the same time, wouldn't that create, who knows, all sorts of, you know, neurodivergent issues? Whether that's good or bad is up to you. I'm just saying, wouldn't this create very, you know, many issues? Or you're fusing them into one, which then, wouldn't your memories have like a breaking point? How many times you do it, you could literally drive yourself insane because you're trying to contain how many different sets of memories? Again, you know, forgive me, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying anything else. Well, yeah, see, that's the way I see it. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to... But yeah, it's basically possession, and I tend to be the same way. It's like, that's... So, if you really want to know where my point of view come from, go watch, when you get a chance, if you can find it, a movie called Jet Li's The One. It is one of the best takes on multiverse theory that I've ever seen, and it's interesting. Just put it that way. It's an interesting movie, and it really opened my eyes to the idea of, if I'm jumping around, if I'm going to jump around, I have to be very careful about what I do. I would prefer to find some way to have a conversation with the other person and say, hey, let's swap for a little while, see what's going on. But since I have somebody I really care about and have had for my whole, over half of my life, I haven't really put much thought into it since I was a teenager. Conjured into existence. Quite funny if you think about it. Believing ancient gods created humans when it was the other way around all along. But those days are gone. For better or worse, people can explain the universe much better now. But they are still far from the truth on so many fronts. Nevertheless, they believe less. And so, not as many guardians come into existence anymore. If they do, they are mostly more personal, smaller, and weaker. In the form of children's toys, for instance. Right. I just feel that even that interaction can have possible long-term effects for both of you. Because in this world, you're possibly seen as relatively insane. Because children believe in their toys saving them. To talk about stuff like this. And by dismissing somebody else telling you they're concerned, it kind of has a snowball effect. And you eventually dismiss other people who may actually have good intentions. Like, I don't believe we're supposed to do it. That we're supposed to even be conscious of the ability to shift back and forth in that way. If we ever find a way to cross the barrier physically and without having to push our analog away or back into our reality, but actually cross the barrier, I'd be fine with that. But yeah, that's just me. You mentioned you could help me. I have to defeat Thomas. Yes, as a librarian, I can point you to a book worth reading. That's a figure of speech, right? No, quite literally, this is a library with all the answers, all the stories. Things that happened, that will happen, that could happen. Things that never happened and will never happen. The library has it all. You just need to know where to look. If it has all the stories, including things that never happened and will never happen, what good can it do for me? Why should I care about the things that could not and will not happen? This is why I want to point you to the book containing the right story, Amy. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but just like a certain guardian, you all talk in riddles instead of just telling me where I need to go and what I need to do. Why can't you just tell me how I defeat Thomas? If it was only that simple, but think, Amy. You understand, most of them argue with you until they're blue in the face about how it's not harmful. I actually have more morals and standards than they do because they have this infinite universe argument for everything, including bypassing consent. Yeah, plot armor being created in real time. See, and that's the thing is that that's the problem with the multiverse theory when people want to use it for their own gain, because that's really all it is. It's the selfish desire to use what a analog of you, has done so that you can make yourself better. Never really thinking, what can you offer them? never really thinking what you might be taking from them or causing harm to them. I think it's better to just be grounded in where we are, and when the universe shows us like glimpses of deja vu or prophetic dreams, accept that's what we get. Because I think pushing any harder for anything outside of that, you run the risk of causing great harm. If it was only that simple. But think, Amy, how could I possibly know every story in this library? It's impossible to memorize every book if you have an infinite amount of them, but I know where you can find the book that you need. You offer them protection from these other people. They frequently ask for your help. Well, the greatest protection in this case is don't do it. Conversing with these other worlds and everything, it's literally an exponential butterfly effect problem. If you have unlimited multiverse, you have unlimited time backwards and forwards and unlimited side to side. You talk to one person causing a ripple. Now that person's aware that this can happen. So they talk to another person. You have this huge ripple effect, and you can't control where those ripples stop. I mean, just by trying to talk, you may end up inadvertently wiping out whole civilizations or whole realities just by a simple thing of, well, I don't believe that's possible. And that ripples out through. You know, if you're talking to somebody from another dimension. Your brother is untouchable. But also, I have a very terrible habit of overthinking things. So you do you. I realize that might sound like I'm critiquing what you do, and I apologize. That's not how I mean it. I'm talking about in my own way of how I think. It's like, I really overthink it. Your brother is untouchable. Nothing can harm him. He cannot be defeated directly. You know it, and so does he. Yet there is another way. And that way is described in the book you mentioned. Precisely. Alas, your brother knows this book exists, and while he can't destroy it, he made sure it is well secure. Secured. He couldn't possibly destroy it because of the nature of this place, right? Because it always contains a book about every possible version of events. Oh, and you're fine. I'm not complaining. I actually like these conversations. I just realized that it may have sounded that I was trying to... Yes, I saw that. Current tunnel build. Oh, that's right. We were talking about that. Beep. Oh, nice. That's going to be fun. Secured, he couldn't destroy it because it always contains a book about every possible version of events. So there's probably a book about how he tried to destroy that other book, but also that other book will still exist. I must say, this is giving me a headache. See, and this is exactly what I'm talking about when you're talking about multi-universe theory and talking to your alternates. Like, right? I might send you a picture of what I'm working on. I'm working on building the Planet Express building from Futurama. Ha! Green Jeans, you don't need to keep that alive while he's not here. What did I just do? Did I just screw up my volume? I hope it's not too loud now. Or too quiet. I don't know which way that went. And yet you seem to understand it perfectly. I mean, perfectly for a being with perception of merely 5 dimensions. 4 dimensions, to be exact. Details. Regardless, the book came closer. Regardless, the book, come closer, I will give you something that you need to get to it. And a battle. I'm still fine, though. It's okay. Okay. A key. I was expecting, I don't know, something less obvious. Is the book behind the door opened with this key? No. There we go. I know it. The book is kept away, like I said. Your brother doesn't want you to get it. But it is not impossible. The key will lead you to a place where you can get a full picture. Okay, I'm going to run the ad. I'll be back in 5. I just realized the time. So, how are we liking the rebuilt screens? Oh. There's a core version of each universe, so I like leaving that one alone unless I'm creating something like my own world from a story or something where I directly involve in the main universe. I believe that your choices create timelines. Not that there are infinite as in anything, everything you imagine exists. That's too fanficky and gross seeming. I also believe that if the outcome will be bad for them or me, the shift just won't happen, and that's fine. exploring fantasy worlds. Be completely honest, I just invited people, and if they want to show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. You like someone else not defending the weird mindsets. Hey, what's up, Tater? Oh, you should have suspected that because I don't do tequila. I hope you didn't have the same problem I did. Because if so, we'd probably be talking from jail. Because tequila makes me angry. Yes, it is, which is why I love virgin margaritas, or I make mine with rum. With the silver rum. Basically tasteless. Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. This might sound terrible. Get yourself some Tums. See, I get goofy on a reasonable amount of whiskey, like a couple of shots or so. But I don't, if I drink too much, I do the whole Irish sad maudlin drunk, like, nobody likes me, everybody hates me, I don't know. But gin and rum are pretty safe for me. I have not had absinthe. Well, true absinthe anyway. The book is kept away, like I said. Your brother doesn't want you to get it. But it is not impossible. The key will lead you to a place where you can get a full picture. Okay. Was Thomas here? What's up, Brando? The Nine of Tails. Yeah, see, most of the time I don't have bad reactions with anything but tequila. And it also depends on the kind of tequila, because if it's specifically blue agave tequila, I'm fine. You know, higher end tequilas I'm good with. So Thomas knows about the library. He has been here. Yes, he visited, leaving some of his chaos, as you have or will witness yourself. How did he know about this place? He had been here even before his unfortunate transformation. Yes, I remember doing that. See, the library isn't as hidden as you might think. Sometimes people that are looking for answers or alternate solutions to problems find it in their dreams. Thomas had been to the library without even knowing what it really was. Unfortunately. Oh, and if you hadn't noticed, I had to switch up the screens, and like the lighting seems a little bit different, but that's because my camera's reading different. I switched to Linux over the weekend. And I would suggest it for anyone that feels that their like computer or something is being obsolete, and just have an AI ready to help you transition. So if it costs as much as the top shelf alcohol these days, why would I have gasoline? I might as well just buy top shelf alcohol. I mean, let's be real here, Nine Tails. And you're talking to a guy that has probably spent way too much on alcohol a couple of times. Like, ooh, I have made homemade mead, and it's pretty good. I need to do that again. But cars do run on alcohol. I mean, hell, they just signed a bill into law that now you're going to have, like, you know, who knows how much ethanol in your gas to thin it out, because, you know, now you're going to be burning your alcohol or your gasoline faster, but it's cheaper, so you're really not winning. Unfortunately, it led him returning here later with more sinister intent. That being said, I strongly believe you can stop him, Amy. You've got what it takes. Yep, I used to assist a repo guy whose repo truck ran on propane. I will say it still smelled like French fries because he also did the biodiesel conversion, but he found the propane will work better. Thanks for everything. Don't mention it. Until next time, Amy. Well, you don't have to distill homemade mead. Homemade mead is just a fermentation process with honey and, I mean, it's actually one of the most simple alcohols to create yourself. It's also one of the most simple ones to screw up and possibly kill yourself by just drinking it if you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, it needs a cool, dry place. Okay. I can't get back here. I can. A painting. Okay, let's just take it over here. Right. Picture of a wolf or a large dog on a snowy hill. Somehow it looks familiar. Picture of a green slope with a bright lake or sea. Cold landscape with sand on the left side and snow on the right. There's a moon overhead, cracked in half. Moonshine, too dangerous for me. I stick to simple cocktails and mixers. Yeah. Honestly, I've actually had more luck with just enjoying yeah, moonshine is good. I have more luck with sticking to just, you know, what used to be called chick drinks. You know, more sweet than anything. So we got the Wolf from Don't Escape. Right, see, that's what I love about, you know, off-the-shelf moonshine. Which one is this? Cliffside with frigid snow on one side, green grass on the other. We had sand and snow. Icy tall mountains. Green hill slope with... So, the lake cabin? Then we have the lighthouse. Sky looks empty and unnatural. Somehow it looks all too familiar. Yes. So... swap these out. Wait. Okay, no problem. Oh, interesting. I've done my exploring in that measure, Andy, and I'm gonna be honest, I much prefer just sitting and being where I am, letting my mind take me to where it feels it needs or I need to go. Oh no, that's perfectly fine. I just know that when I started experimenting with that, yeah. So we have picture green slope with a bright lake or sea on the right side. We have the, looks like the sea is on the left here with a green slope, or the ocean. Where was the sand? This way? Oh, it went fine, but I started losing myself. Like, I could do a decent amount of exploring, but I started losing myself in who I was. I started going into kind of like a fugue state, and we got the snow and the grass. I think I did that, and then it started going much more wrong after that. Doesn't it look like I completed this? Because you have the similar green breaching here, unless these two need to switch. Oh, I see. Okay. Because I think this will fit better there. I really thought that would work. Maybe I'm missing a painting still. Yeah, I think I found myself, you know, in all of that. But then a bookshelf. One book is missing. There is something in the back of the empty space on the shelf. A triangle. Okay. So one of these books. Okay. So it looks like we're going to be doing this one tomorrow. Yeah, I think if I figure this out, that door opens. Snow on the right. Lighthouse by a beach, the sea is dark and angry. But you have that green there, and the green matches that. You have that white hump that matches that. I almost feel like I'm missing something. Well, yeah, and that's, like I said, I think I actually did find pieces of myself, but I kept going when I should have stopped. Oh my God. Making me. So I'm back here. Yeah, that could be just your life plan. That's fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's something. Something in this space. Yes, I'm walking. I'm walking. Monsieur. Okay, this is the space that I'm missing. What if it does start here? Good evening, Infinite. And how are you this evening? I'm doing good. Just trying to solve a puzzle. Yeah, we have the sea. I don't understand. Because this looks right, this looks right, this looks right. I mean, they look like they flow in one into the other, but this one doesn't. Dagnabbit, I needed you here. Sorry, I'm trying to solve the puzzle. So I need you here, so leave a space in between. Oh, come on! Like, there's legitimately... The only thing I can do is go to that door. Yeah, and Infinite, I think you know that I switched over to Linux, so... Like, my camera's reading differently now. So it seems darker to me. Yes. Exactly what I need to refill. So also the screens are different, but the music's this, well, maybe slightly different, but as similar as I could get it. How does this make sense? Oh. Yes. Now I can solve that puzzle. So I go to... Yeah, I go to the down one. And I have to walk by the librarian because he hates me. Not really. You're rockin' crow there. Where would the cabin go? I want to examine. Painting of a small wooden hut standing in the middle of a mountain meadow. The sky is foggy and the door to the hut is wide open, somehow making me feel uneasy. As it should, because that was the first Don't Escape game. here. Didn't work. No. So thirsty? Do I want to ask? So, tall, icy mountains. How does this go? Large dog, wolf or dog on a snowy hill. Cliffside of a... with frigid snow on one side and green grass on the other. So how... Okay, my brain isn't working properly. Soup. Oh, shoot. Did those work? I may not have set those back up. Damn it. How would I do that? You got your point. Okay. I need to reset those up. I apologize. I completely forgot I needed to set those up. Give me 1 second here. Oh, wrong one. Need you. Sound alerts. Okay, no, that's going to be a lot more than it's worth, so I'm not going to mess with it right now. I will fix it as soon as I'm done here tonight, so that they're back on later. What? No. And come on, you were talking metaphysics. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, don't worry about it. Sorry if that sounded harsh. I don't mean to sound harsh. It's like, no, I mean, I've literally gone through my own explorations of that. I don't see why I would call anybody else. No, wrong one. Just needs to go there. This here. This here. I know this has to go in a specific order. Hi, baby. You sitting next to me? Sorry, when I stand up, I have to move like everything way up. Well, yeah, exactly. If you're going insane, have fun doing it. See, I put these in an order I thought they would work in. I'm pretty sure. Anybody have any suggestions for me? Because this has to go here. Well, that's fun. Haha! Almost easy by Avenged Sevenfold. So the lighthouse was first, and then that way. Got it. Okay, just this one. The mysticism of dreams? Sure. Let me guess. Reoccurring nightmares are often considered to be something more than just a dream. There are more than several documented cases of nightmares actually coming true, which suggests they can be treated as sort of warnings. A prophetic dream doesn't have to perfectly come to fruition. More often than not, the dream is a metaphor, a projection of the unconscious mind that has come in contact with information about events that are yet to happen. How is it possible, one may ask? This question remains unanswered. We live in a world ruled by science and dominated by technology. Yet there are some mystical things lying underneath the veil of reality that control our lives to a degree much higher than you, dear reader, could ever imagine. Whatever the case may be, remember that dreams are more than they seem. Just like not understanding physics doesn't make it less real, the fact that we don't fully comprehend dreams doesn't render them irrelevant. I happen to totally agree. Oh, wait. Key to success. The key to success. Sometimes you're holding a key to your success right before your eyes, yet you fail to see it. Have you ever faced a problem seemingly without a solution, only discovering it was in your hands the whole time? If so, this book might be for you. We can't promise you will find the key right away, but we will help you turn things around in the right direction. This isn't an ordinary book. All the pages seem to be glued together in the cover. I think I can push something here. There we go. Okay, I know these need to go that way. And I think it was that way. I'll figure out in a sec. Because that's the proper book. Because the bottom needed triangle in, and it needs to go that way. Yeah, that's the only way those can go, so for what I saw, I meant to use you. Okay, so I didn't put something right. So this has to go the other way. What? Yeah, that's straight in. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, so now that one was backwards. And the top. Nope, I had it. I think that's right. There we go. Booyah. I'm good at getting into these puzzles. See, what do we read? It's a dream journal belonging to a fashion model who, after hearing weird rumors, got completely lost by a remote cabin in the woods, far from civilization. Good. We wasted enough time already, said Jacob Salmon, an ill-fated employee who knew too much, who closed this book and put it on the shelf before he reopened it. Okay. There's no way I can survive that one. I love that movie. You can't really spoil that movie, Infinite. Even though you know what's going on, it's really not spoiled. I will tell you that. It's still just as fun on a rewatch. Somebody had a pickaxe in their briefcase. You know what? I'm probably sitting out of camera. Yes, it has preservatives. Eighth wonder of the world, seven deadly sins, devil of the pentagram, four seasons, the Holy Trinity. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Ba-dum-ts. Looking down upon the kingdom, the crown bearer sets the rules, bringing order in his wisdom, guided by his shiny jewels. Right? Sure. So, if I want to invert the order, a shackle in the spackle. Because it'd be funny. So they're shiny gold crown, rows of even shinier gems, and adornment of a true ruler. So wait. Okay. I think I needed to look at more Okay, but why? There's nothing literally here. Yeah, there's nothing here to even... Okay. Something to do here? I missed the bag. Yes. That makes it green. I have something to do down there and something to do here. But I have a feeling I needed to pick up the other... Yeah, it's a library of everything. Literally. I think I should have looked at the other books. They were in that room. Small talk at the back of Beyond. Yeah, why not? And I'll examine them when I'm done. The golden statue and a lucky lump of coal. Examine. I keep thinking right click is going to be examine. A heavy book by someone called L. Dack. It seems to be a sci-fi novel. A Small Talk at the Back of Beyond is a novel about a lonely spaceship's computer that, doomed to die, tries to deceive the last remaining crew member into staying on board, desperate to keep them around, not to die alone. When the truth comes out, the astronaut has to make a choice: take a very slim chance of survival alone, or stay with the conscious computer in their last moments. Kitty wanted to say hi. Oh my god. I am an idiot. Yes, okay. On the cover, there is a picture of a golden statue, a kneeling knight, or a soldier armed with a sword. No idea why a lump of coal would be considered lucky by anyone. The golden statue and a lucky lump of coal briefly describes the principle of all that glitters is not gold. Not everything that looks or feels important actually ends up holding any value. To us in hindsight, so is this book. So... none of this seems to mean anything. I need to go there. I am confuzzled. I know I need to organize. A very heavy book written with an almost impossible font. Can't allow this to ever happen again. Yeah, nothing. Let's see. Use item. Use item. Use item. Okay. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all 5, so it can't be the lines in the words. Hey, Chicken noodle soup is great. That's not a crime. I don't know why you would call it a crime. Okay, so the crown. Orange has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 8, 3, 4, 7. How do I do this? I need 5 at the top, so that has to be the last one, right? Okay. So 4, 5, 8, 3, 4, 3. No, it's 7. Dag nabbit. It's 5, 8, 3, 4, 7. So 7, 4, 3, 8, 5. Well, that was Green Jeans that asked. More library. Dag nab, this place is huge. Great, I'm gonna have to break the dome. I didn't do jack all. Yes, I'm gonna break the dumb. The fate of Thomas. No, you guys pause there while I examine this novel. The book describes how an indestructible evil entity previously known as Thomas could be defeated. At the very bottom depth, at the foundation, there exist 3 pillars of the dream. Upon their shoulders rests the whole weight. Without them, right, when he had to break the big boulder, without them it collapses. The dreamer wakes, the curtain falls. So the 3 pillars at the bottom, breaking the pillars, waking up the dreamer, Thomas. Not sure what it'll do to him, but it will definitely end his nightmare. Yeah, there was no way around it. And I'm probably not going to make it out of this, but we'll try. It's not just a boulder, it's a rock. mean, I don't know how we're gonna make it out. It's not just a boulder, it's a geode. There's crystals inside. And dead. There's nothing I can really do. That does work better. Yeah, there's no way. How come this time the... Oh, I know why. I didn't read the book. Okay, so there's no way to avoid... Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so each time I escape... Oh, rando. So wrong, but so funny. Yeah, there's no way I can kill all of them, so I might as well get one last chainsaw swing in. So I was watching one of Queso's VODs. And it was like one of the scariest games he had ever played. And he literally had a jump scare that made him look like the screaming hamster meme, and it was so friggin' hilarious. So let's do... It saved it there. Can I escape and make it to the portal? They won't let me. I can't do anything. I mean, there's enemies, but... I don't know. I hope somebody made a meme of it. So I know it's getting close to the end, but I want to try and do something. Just wondering why it wouldn't let me. I don't know if this is going to help me or not, but I'm going to try and make it to this librarian because he's the last thing that I have. Right? Yes. Happy birthday, Patience. Yeah. You have 1 hour left of your birthday. Accept this. The literal 11th hour. Yeah, this was the only thing I could think to do is walk quietly to this guy who's talking about it being, I'm being too loud, and see if he offers some kind of help. I was. Yeah, it's also the 23rd hour. What? Is there anything here that would even make me think of quiet? This is the only thing I can think of. Sometimes, good, you're finally quiet. Sometimes only in silence can you hear the answers you're looking for. Take this, it will keep you safe. An Eye of Horus amulet? What does this do? Good luck. You'll need it where you're going. Was yet I, mate. Examine. Ancient Eye of Horus is representing well-being, healing, and protection. Combat stats. Heal 11. All right. I can actually do this now. Map. Straight down. Yes, the Eye of Horus is a very famous eye. Even to the point where Ra was, you know, basically stole it. They're so similar, it's not funny. I can't believe that my little Hail Mary pass there was what did it. All right, fine. The only other thing I can think of being quiet, turn all the sound off. Oh, people forget that the Egyptian gods are basically based on their pharaohs. So each pharaoh that died became a god. So every time a pharaoh died, a new god was born. I mean, not that Egyptology is going to tell you that, because they like, oh, it's a complex, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, why do you think, you know, how many different main gods, you know, head gods did Egyptian mythology have? Because you had Osiris, Ra, Horus, Set, who was also known as the bad guy, Anubis. You know, at different phases, they were the primary gods. That's been phased out. Yeah, Set, the betrayer of his brother, which most likely speaks of a one pharaoh being killed by another. So one was the betrayer of his brother. So he set him up? Yes. You've got to be kidding me. I've got to try it, because I can't do this otherwise. I made it. I cheated and made it out. May not have beat the bosses, but I made it out. I didn't want to leave it on right at towards the end. Well, it wasn't really cheating. I just escaped and made it out. So, that is where I'm going to leave it. Yes, unfortunately, Green Jeans, I haven't fixed the whatchamahoozits. I know. I'm sorry. Not that. So, I hope you all had fun tonight. Yes, I will drink some water. I forgot to fix the alerts. My fault. because I didn't fix everything, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal for me to fix it. It's a big deal for me not to have it, though. So I just got to fix that part of it, and I will do that directly after I end this because it takes too much. Anyway, I hope you had a wonderful night. I hope to see you here tomorrow night where we finish Deep Sleep. I hope so, anyway. But it's weird. I actually think my camera is actually working better. Like, even though it's darker, I don't have those weird scan lines in it anymore. Or at least I'm not seeing it. Like, I have to blow it up a lot bigger. Right, I guess. But I shall fix that. And I'll see you all tomorrow night where we maybe finish Deep Sleep. Nice. What are you doing differently? Well, we'll find out tomorrow. Bye-bye. By the way, what do you think of the new screens? I think I did a pretty decent job trying to mimic what I had before, because I lost the original pictures. Yeah, time did go by fast.